Welcome to Listen by Gene Ginsberg. This audio experience and podcast is all about social media, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, and interviews with top entrepreneurs in the digital and social space. I am your host, Gene Ginsberg, digital marketing expert, #1 best-selling author, and award-winning entrepreneur. I will be sharing with you strategies, tips, and tactics on how to grow your business and your social media following. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, Gene Ginsberg here. Super excited that you guys are listening to this episode. This episode's going to be a little bit different. So typically I interview people on this podcast, or I have some specific information or educational parts of the podcast to talk about maybe a specific strategy or tactic. But today I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I've had a lot of new initiatives in my business, I guess in my businesses, which is what I'm going to talk about today. And I wanted to share a little bit about that and kind of some of the lessons that I've been learning as I've been going through creating these new businesses. So taking a step back, so I've had my digital marketing agency for the last 7 years, and it's been great. It's been an awesome experience. I have learned a lot being an entrepreneur. I really came into this space 7 years ago, not really knowing anything about being an entrepreneur. And that was definitely one of my biggest challenges, I would say, is that when I first started my agency 7 years ago, I really thought that I knew everything, but I actually knew nothing. And so I was like, oh, being an entrepreneur or being a business owner is like totally easy. What? No big deal. Like, whatever. Like, yeah, whatever, like moving on, like totally not a big deal. So, but then I realized over the last 7 years how challenging it is to really own a business, how challenging it is to stand out, to differentiate yourself, especially in a very crowded space like mine, which is digital marketing and social media. There are digital marketers and social media managers around the corner everywhere. There's thousands of them, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of them. So it's really been an eye-opening experience, being a business owner, and owning a business and becoming an entrepreneur. And so over the last 7 years, I've learned a lot. So I decided that I still have my agency and I still have my consultancy, but I also wanted to move my businesses forward, or I guess create new initiatives in my businesses, which I'll talk about in a second, and create additional businesses that will allow me to do what I love, allow me to reach some of the goals that I've had. And some of the goals that I've had over the last several years is coming up with some ideas that are very innovative, of course, partnering up with individuals who are in my space on specific projects. Since I started my agency the last 7 years, it's been just really me in terms of managing my business. I didn't have any partners. I didn't have anyone to turn to in terms of, somebody who's on my level. Of course, I have a team, but it's different when you are an entrepreneur or business owner. I have had masterminds and I've had people that I've had the opportunity to talk to about my business and growth and things like that, but I never had a partner in my business. And so one of my goals was to find the right partners for the right projects. And so over the last several months, that's definitely started to coagulate. And I have started working with one partner of mine who I met through a mastermind, and we decided to create a women's group for digital marketers. So it's called Women Entrepreneurs in Digital Marketing. We have a podcast, we have a group. So all of that was also one of my goals, because I wanted to work with women entrepreneurs. I wanted to uplift women entrepreneurs and business owners. I felt like there was very much a big gap in terms of women entrepreneurs in digital marketing. There are a lot of groups and support systems for entrepreneurs. There's a lot of groups and support systems for women. And then there's a lot of group and support systems for digital marketers. This podcast is brought to you by the Digital Marketing Method monthly group coaching program. your methodology for growing your business and your social media following. Join me and my group of supportive entrepreneurs and learn how you can grow your business and your social media following, where we cover topics such as Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, email marketing, and so much more. Go to dmgroup.online, dmgroup.online. But having been to digital marketing masterminds and groups that are very masculine focused and just has a very different vibe. And so me and my partner, Angela, we decided that we actually wanted to, before we created this company, we also wanted to join a group like that, Women Entrepreneurs in Digital Marketing, but we couldn't find one. So it's one of those things, scratch your itch, right? And we decided to create one. It was an itch that we had. We were like, hey, where is there a group of specifically designed for women entrepreneurs in digital marketing? So we decided to create our own. And so we have a podcast now and a group, and it's just, we wanted to have a supportive community of other women who are also digital marketers and who want to share their ideas, their challenges, and we wanted to bring that into a community and a group. So that's one of my first companies, again, with a partner, and reaching the goals that I wanted and addressing the goals that I wanted, that I've been having, is supporting women entrepreneurs. And then the other company is also one that I recently have formed, and I'm not going to get into the details of it because it's still very much in the early stages. It is also, the concepts are a little proprietary. I can say that is a cannabis company, a technology cannabis company, so Canatech company. I can't get into the details exactly of what it is, but more to come as this progresses. But again, in this particular instance, my goals were also to do this with a partner, someone who has been in the cannabis space for a long time, and also create a technology company. That's also been one of my goals, because I have been in the technology space, not directly, but have worked with a lot of technology companies, and wanted to create a concept that takes technology and a lot of the digital marketing pieces that I know and putting that into a new concept. So I'll be sharing a little bit more about the cannabis tech company in the future podcasts that I chat about with you guys. But I also just wanted to share why I wanted to share this is because the thing that I learned is that you learn so much being an entrepreneur, and you can apply it to your business currently, but you might not see always the very big jumps or the very big growth curves that you're looking for perhaps in your business. And this is just from my experience, but what I found is that you can definitely take the learnings that you've had as a business owner and then apply them to new ventures or different companies that you're setting up. And then that's where you start seeing the real growth, because now you kind of have, before, when I created my agency and have been learning for the last 7 years, of course I'm still learning. This is not like the end of my learning experience. One of the things I always talk about is never stop learning. But I was kind of learning, and I was basically flying the machine and building it at the same time, right? So it wasn't a very perfect or good method, because it's like I was flying it, I was flying the plane, and I was building it all at the same time. But now I'm building it, but I already have the knowledge and the expertise and and just the experience from having run a business already to apply to these new ventures. So I'm very excited about that, and I wanted to share my journey with you, because it's just one of those things, when you're building a company, you don't really talk about it as much, and it's very much kind of a lot of times it's very much in stealth mode, and I'm trying to also put it out there because I also want to share how my experience is going, what I'm doing, what my goals have been, and what are the learnings that I'm putting that I've experienced over the last 7 years and how I'm applying it to the new venture. So I wanted to share this with you, and more to come is how I progress on my journey. And if you guys have similar experiences that you've gone through, perhaps maybe you've had a company and then you've learned a lot from running that company, and then you applied it to a new venture, I'd love to hear about that. So please share your comments, share your experiences with me. I always love talking, of course, to entrepreneurs, and I will see you on the next episode.